Hi everyone. I literally pulled up my camera because I got so inspired with a video idea. Basically, I was thinking I wanted to talk to you guys all about the truth about college applications. I had my own beautiful experience regarding that, and I feel like it is very different from a lot of people who have been posting on the internet. So let me prop up my camera. I hope that this layout is okay because I'm literally balancing my camera on my nightstand on a pile of books. Also, it is almost midnight, so this is like a very spontaneous idea, and I have no script for this video either. So I'm literally just going on the whim and all my thoughts, okay? Okay. I kind of wanted to talk just about, first of all, my experience trying to find help watching YouTube videos on Common App applications and just college applications. I thought it would be a great idea to look at all these YouTube videos to get reference, ideas, and inspiration on all these essays I can write, and also get a gauge, I guess, a little bit about what extracurriculars people were doing, what involvements in school they were in, any of their accomplishments or achievements, even a little bit about like their status at school and whatnot, just to get a gauge about how I would perform when I would go to apply. I am a very big advocate for like looking to get inspired from other people, not copy other people, because I always would look at other people's work just to get inspired by like the format of something or the plot progression of another essay or like something like that. But with this in particular, where work with applying to college and stuff is really personal to you, that's when it starts getting, at least for me, a little bit invasive in my head. Because basically what would happen is I would click on a video and I'd be like, yes, this will definitely give me some scope about what they were like. And yeah, it's just like kind of entertaining to watch. But literally, I just found myself kind of like comparing to them the whole time. Really, truly, I didn't really ever pull that much really from the videos that I ever watched. And so that was kind of like a really big deterrent from, you could say, like my clear conscious stream towards applying to colleges, if that makes any sense. That took a big toll on my mental health, and also just, if I don't know if it's just me in my opinion, but so many creators on YouTube, when they go to share their experience with like the essays they wrote, the activities they did, the extracurriculars, their school, whatever, it kind of is more of an opportunity to kind of brag. That's kind of the vibe that I pick up, which by no means am I accusing everyone of being like that, because also, you notice my title pillow. Anyway, I'm not accusing everyone of that, but I'm just saying a good handful of people, especially the ones that were trying to get into like Ivies and stuff, they really, I couldn't tell what their motive was with posting. Like, do they really want to help genuinely all these people, or do they also just kind of want to brag about themselves while as a side thing giving advice to other people? I couldn't really tell. But this feels like such a big rant, but long story short, I realized that watching those things were really bad on my mental health. And another aspect of that is watching college acceptance reaction videos, because I just thought like, oh yeah, this would be like my motivation. Like I should work hard on my application. Oh my god, like this. But really all it did was I'd watch those videos. I'd get happy for a split second for those people that get like accepted. And then I would just then quickly switch to like, holy crap, that's not me. Like, I still have to do that. And what if I don't get in? What if, you know, and then I start getting all crazy in my head. That can just be a whole other thing. Like, getting too addicted to watching those. And then also, just the whole thing. Like, it's college acceptance, college, you know, wait list, or deny, or deferred, or whatever. All those videos that might be nice to watch if you are still interested, like after you've gotten into college, just so you can kind of like react and have the assurance that like you've gotten into a certain college or something like that. But I would refrain from watching a lot of those, at least in like abundance, when you're in the process of applying and stuff, because that can really take a toll on your anxiety and your stress and your mental health. So yeah, so what I did was, first of all, watch too many of college acceptance reaction videos and advice videos and essays and stuff. But beyond that, I kind of went to Google a little bit and Actually, I'll insert like the name of the person who I referred to on Google. But basically this was a guy that I kind of went to like watching advice videos on YouTube, but they were more academic based, and it was from a dude, like an adult guy, so I wasn't comparing myself to him. It was from him on YouTube, and then he has like a website, and he has all these different formats and kind of essay progression ideas. It really did inspire me, so that really helped me, but I really tried to refrain from anything that had some sort of status involved. Yeah, and then another thing that I thought of is that when you go to write about yourself, I think my biggest tip is, I know it's obviously easier said than done, but a lot of people really brush over the concept of writing just about what's unique to you. And when I was told that, like when I learned about that, that was also still a hard prompt for me, because I really was then thinking deep about like what makes me unique, that like makes me stand out from everyone else. And that was kind of tough to think about, but genuinely, what I did is I allowed myself to brainstorm all different ideas about myself, like my hobbies, my interests, my values, maybe monumental life activities that I've experienced. And what I found was really beneficial was writing down like literally everything. I wouldn't filter as you write, because that prohibits you from creating. So like even if I thought something kind of sounded basic, I was like, oh, I traveled to, like, let's say, oh yeah, I lived in Shanghai for a little bit. Obviously I know there are going to be international students that are applying, and I also know that like maybe other people have also gone there because that's a pretty popular city in China. But I was like, no, I'm still gonna just write it down, which that wasn't the greatest example, but you know, like maybe it could be like, oh yeah, I had my first burger at Halo Burger and I got food poisoning or something like that. And then I don't know, like you can just allow yourself to think, even if you think it's like basic, because sometimes that type of stuff is what really like catches you on. Like for me, I kind of brainstormed an idea, and it was one of the ideas that I thought was like basic, but I actually saw like potential in it, so I grabbed onto that. So allow yourself to brainstorm. I feel like that was like a really big tangent, but basically try to refrain from watching all these extra advice videos from creators or like other students about like what they did and all of their accolades and what GPAs they had and stuff, because I mean, I guess it makes sense if you're like earlier in high school and you really want to get a gauge of what certain colleges are looking after and stuff. But like when you're in the process of applying and you don't have much time to really do anything about what you already have done, please like refrain from watching those, because I'm just telling you from my personal experience, that literally destroyed me. I'm just telling you right now. Like, and I think what's crazy too is like beyond social media, it's also like there can be some toxicity around the people in your social vicinity at school, especially if you're in this community where a lot of people are really ambitious and they're really trying to get into the college that they want. A lot of them will be up in your business asking you like, oh yeah, how many weighted classes are you taking? Or oh, what colleges did you apply to? Or do you really think I'll get in this college? I did proceeds to list off like their whole Common App. There's like a ton of toxicity around that, and my biggest tip for you is don't let them get into your head if they ever try to do that to you. And the way I do it is I always focus inwardly. Like I always think about myself and not about like them, if that makes any sense. I listen to them, but then I don't even listen to them, because at the very end I was like, I literally can't listen to these people. I'm focused on my own paths. I'm focused on my own goals. I don't need any interference from other people. So yeah, but focus inward, and also don't be afraid to set boundaries. Like if they're asking you about, what essays did you write about, or what colleges are you applying to, or oh my gosh, what's your GPA, like whatever, you're allowed to say like, oh, maybe, you don't even have to let people know. You're not obligated to, but like for the colleges you applied to, like what I did was I said, like, oh, I'll let you know when I get accepted into one, or maybe I'll let you know later, but like I'm not telling you now. Especially when people are asking you in front of like a whole group of people. I don't know, maybe I'm just ranting about my own experience, but I was in a special community of people who were always on my butt about things and getting into my own business when they should be focusing on theirs. Biggest tip is try to remain sane, okay? Try to focus inwardly don't get into the rabbit hole of comparison, because all that's gonna do is bring your ego down. And especially when you're writing these essays, you gotta inflate your ego a little bit. You gotta practice not being humble. That's another thing. Because I realized when I was writing my first essays, I was being very humble because I don't like bragging about myself, because I think that's really like egotistical, and I think no one needs to do that in order to have value. But I was kind of humbling, like I wasn't writing too much about myself, and I was just saying like, oh, I had like my mom look over it and my dad look over it, and they were like, now you gotta hype yourself up a bit more. And I was like, yeah. And I did some research and I realized, especially with like the credible essay examples that I found online, I realized there's a way that you can still flaunt about your activities without, also, I'm sorry. I literally had this the whole time. Anyway, there's a way you can flaunt about yourself without being arrogant. Like, basically write as you normally would, except allow yourself to be a little bit uncomfortable and just write about like genuinely what you did and your impact on things. And yeah, my motive for this video is basically have like a little chit chat, because I just was thinking, I'm on winter break right now. I'm back from my first semester of college, which I could make like a whole other video hot take on that. But anyway, my life in college is a million times better than where I'm at like right now, last year, my senior year of high school, because I was literally struggling so much with my mental health and I was so stressed out. So I was kind of reflecting upon like where I was last year, and then that got me thinking about college applications. And by this time, pretty much, I got 2 of my things submitted. Oh, last thing I wanted to cover too, with the whole prevalence or presence of all these videos about people applying to college and reacting to their college acceptance videos, I almost fell down the rabbit hole of trying to apply to multiple colleges just so I could say I did or make a video about it or something. But I realized, number one, it's unnecessary and it's not practical, because you also have to pay for a lot of them if you don't apply, if you're not applying to colleges that have a certain free period for application. Don't apply to colleges just to say you did, because I also know of people at my school who are like, yeah, I applied to this, and it's like, are you really even gonna go to a handful of these? Like, I've never even heard of these. Okay, not that, but like, are you actually like wanting to go to those? Because that's kind of an absurd amount of colleges you apply to. So I'm gonna be very for real. I applied to 4. I applied to 4. Most of it was because I wasn't gonna apply to colleges I was not interested in, but the other small sliver of it was that I was also, like I said, struggling a lot. So I couldn't bring myself to write any more than I needed to. That's totally okay. So don't feel pressured to write a gajillion essays and apply to all these colleges and make a video about your reactions just to contribute to that, because you don't need to. You can just totally be the powerful person you are and go on with your life without needing to prove yourself to others, because you know your own life journey and you're gonna make all of these money moves in the future. Word. So anyway, that was kind of my take on that. Yeah, I mean, don't get too deep into your head about it. Try to have confidence in yourself and think about all the stuff that you've accomplished so far. And even if it isn't as grand as the ones you're seeing online, there's 8 billion people on this world. Everyone has their own story to tell, right? Like, you don't have to be someone who won a Nobel Peace Prize. You don't have to even be so like popular at school and be this like, if you did something that you're personally proud of, like, focus on that. And I mean, it's yourself. And when my philosophy was, I'm gonna be totally authentic in my application. I'm not gonna try to put up this facade, except for the fact that I hype myself up a little bit more than usual. And if they don't accept me for who I am, that's their loss, because I don't want to be accepted as someone that is portraying myself in a fake way, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, that was my little take on college experience, and this was a very unstructured rant because I literally just kind of vented, which is actually kind of therapeutic for me, to be honest, because it's kind of been in my head for a bit. But yeah, I hope you're able to pull something out of it, and just know I'm here with you. Please don't let anyone get in the way of your success. Don't let them get mental into your head, okay? You are a bright, beautiful, shining star, and you don't need anyone else to validate you. And just to know, I believe in you, and I think you got this if you are applying to colleges right now. And I wish you guys all the best when you are anticipating your college decisions stuff in your portal. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you being here all the way to the end. If you are, I don't know if this is cringe to do, but I kind of am actually curious, like, if you guys made it to the end of this video, please comment tata with a red heart. Just to signify that you guys were here this whole time and you guys are the real ones. So thank you so much and I'll see you next time. Bye.